Hello, welcome to Autism Oxford UK. My name is Kimberly Ashwin. I am the CEO, that stands for Chief Executive Officer at Autism Oxford UK. I'm also an autism consultant nurse, learning disability nurse registered, and also a mum to 3 beautiful children, 2 of which are autistic with ADHD, and one has a PDA profile and the other has a learning disability. I am looking forward to showing you all about our service here at Autism Oxford. I'm super excited to share much more about how we co-produce everything we do. Here at Autism Oxford, we are a blended team. So what we mean by that, we're a team of clinicians, peer support practitioners. So these are people who use their lived experience in a professional way, whether that's being autistic, whether that's having ADHD, whether that's having a learning disability, or being a parent carer of someone with neurodivergence. Now that's enough from me. I'm going to hand over to my team, and we also want to really show you how we co-produce everything we do.
Okay, so I'm Mike. I'm autistic, got ADHD and a few other things in the pot. I'm a trained nurse associate. Used to be a graphic designer, so I've bounced around a few times. I'm here at Autism Oxford now.
Great, and what do you do at Autism Oxford?
I'm peer support practitioner for one part. That helps other people with autistic needs and whatnot, and also places to understand what autism is and what they need. And from that, then they can employ people safely knowing who they are. Other things I do is I do webinars on certain subjects that's been picked out by somebody who needs it, for instance, whenever that may be on time. So it's all very interesting stuff.
We want to show you some ideas on how we co-produce everything we do here at Autism Oxford. For us, co-production is at the heart of everything we do. We think it's vitally important that we co-produce everything with people with lived experience, as well as people with clinical and educational expertise. Now at Autism Oxford, we have what's called a blended team. These are people who have lived experience, so they may be autistic, have a learning disability, may be ADHD or dyslexic. There may also be a parent carer of someone with a learning disability, someone who's autistic, or someone with other neurodivergence. We have a team of clinicians, so this is occupational therapists. We have lots of fabulous nurses. We have amazing speech and language therapists, as well as autism practitioners as well. We also make sure that we've got educational professionals in the team, so we have some specialist advisory teachers, we have SEN consultants, because we know particularly for our young people, navigating the education system can be really challenging.
Blended brilliant, because that way you can bounce ideas off other people. You're working next to a neurotypical person with yourself being autistic, or in my case, myself being autistic. So if I get stuck, I know the other person will understand, and they also know, because they know me well, they know how well I interact with other people. If I slow down, they know something's on my mind or something's not going quite right. Working with other autistic people is brilliant because they showed me bits about myself that I didn't know. So, because it being blended, as we said before, the team are behind you all the way. There is no question you cannot ask that will be looked down upon as why you're asking that kind of thing. And the reason for that, I reckon, is because the autistics don't always know the neurotypical world as well as we'd like to think so. It's an interaction between almost different languages. So having that extra team there behind you, you know I'm going off track here. You know the intricacies of what you're looking for, and they can also help you navigate where you're going to go, for instance, and what they're expecting.
Yeah.
So what we're getting at is having the blended team. I think it's quite essential actually, because all teams should be blended in a sense, because by having them blended, then you get the best of everything there.
Now, everything at Autism Oxford, we encourage ideas from all team members, regardless of your role, and we have a big ethos that all ideas are equal. That's whether you're a CEO like myself, or whether you're a peer support practitioner, or whether you're a speech and language therapist. Everyone's ideas are treated equally, and we are supportive in terms of making those ideas come to fruition. Now let me move you over to our collaboration. So when we have ideas, we have what's called idea boards, which I'll show you now. This is our ideas board. So we use this space to collaborate together as a team. Now, people can come and pop their ideas on how to improve our services and to ensure that we all work together, whether that's a clinician, whether it's peer support practitioners, whether it's our senior leadership team, we all can come here and share ideas in an equal way. Now you'll see some of the ideas we have around our assessment pathway at the moment. So one of our fabulous peer support practitioners, for example, would put in about how we can have our peer support practitioners more involved in our pathway. You can also see here that our therapies lead had put in around peer mentoring and how we want to develop that offer to ensure we're using lived experience through our therapy offer. So whether this is coaching or whether this is actually providing some practical hands-on support for individuals. By doing it this way, it means that we can ensure that everyone can add and contribute to the idea that we're developing without necessarily always having to be in a group setting or face-to-face interactions, which we know for some of our team members can be quite difficult and anxiety provoking. So we can just pop things on at the time and make sure that everyone feels included. And then we also like to try and collaborate around these, whether this is virtually, whether this is in person. It really varies depending on our team's needs and who's involved in developing that idea. Now we make sure whoever's idea it is, they get to lead that idea in the development, and we bring the other expertise and experience around them to help them kind of bring that to fruition. Some of the ideas we've recently had are around our accessible reports for diagnostic assessments and making sure that they are accessible, and the strengths base as well for people that are coming to see us, which is really important in people's journeys, that they have a good first positive experience. Let me bring you over now to some ways that we work. So MS Teams, so Microsoft Teams has been a big part of all our lives, I think, during COVID. Most organisations have put mandates out to ask staff to come back to the office and not work from home. We didn't do that here at Autism Oxford. We've allowed our team to continue to work in the way that best suits them. So for some people this is working from home, some people this is coming to the office and our clinic space, and for other people that's doing a mix, and that's absolutely fine by us. We adopt and we change how we work to support that. We think it's really important that we work together to support each other as well as our community, because we know that this is when we're going to get the best out of everything that we do.
What we get in is a project, a subject that someone's asked for, and then it will get allocated to myself and usually a neurotypical clinician member of staff, and then we will get together and sort of work out where we need to go, in mind where if we're going to a specific place, like a place of work, and they want to know how people work autistically, as it were, then we will tailor it to said company more so. So we try to make it as individual as possible.
Easy read information.
Yeah, so easy read, yeah, absolutely. Do you prefer the information to have pictures with the easy read information?
Pictures and last print writing.
Yeah, and both of those are really important, absolutely.
This is our peer support practitioner candidate pack. We have obviously a peer support worker pack, but also all the roles in the team get the same pack. Just because we know neurodivergence can go for any role within our team, not just for our lived experience focused roles. In these packs, as you will see from the contents, it's very clearly outlined what's included. We use a background contrast for people who are dyslexic, but also it's just easier to read for everyone, so why would we not? And we also use larger font to help with that, and also make sure there is some colour contrast. This also ensures that we are considering people with a visual impairment as well with that, and we can also do this in an auditory form if we need to as well for people. I hope you've enjoyed getting to know some of our team, hearing from Mike and from Kevin, who are two very valued members of our team, as well as seeing some of our other team members getting involved in developing this video, but also sharing some of the ways that we co-produce and co-deliver everything that we do here at Autism Oxford. Now, our co-production doesn't just stop at training, it is literally a golden thread, metaphorically, through our service. So from recruitment, from ops essentials, we call it here, so operational management, things we need to do, from data security, all the way to working directly with clients, whether that's through training or through assessments or therapies.